Hello YouTube once again. Welcome to a very fun day. I'm a bit late to the game on this one. Behind me we've got the KTM 1290 Super Adventure S. Let's go ride it and see if it is as fun as everyone's been saying. Okay guys, so the KTM 1290 Super Adventure S. So this is the road version. They do a more of an off-road bias version as well with a sort of 21-inch front wheel, and that is exactly the same, but it's called the R, the KTM 1290 Super Adventure R. So today we have the road version, retailing at £15,599 on the road price. But then you're probably going to want to get a few extra packs for it, and one of the main ones I would say is this here, the optional tech pack, but we'll get into more details of all of that later. First off, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Blade Motorcycles here in Swindon for allowing me to ride another one of their fantastic machines here, so thank you very much to them. Anyway, let's jump on this monster. This is a first ride, I've never ridden it before. I'm actually a big fan of adventure bikes, very big fan. There we go, ready to race, as KTM always say. So we've actually got the Aquaprovic exhaust on this, slip-on exhaust, not the full system. Hey-oh! There she is. This is going to be fun. Heated rider's seat. No thank you, not today. Yeah, let's have that off. This bike's so technical, it's got so many good tech packs on it. All of modern technology, you know, it's got front-facing radar for cruise control, cornering ABS obviously. It's got a WP semi-active suspension that is adjustable on this nice TFT screen here. We'll go over all of that in a bit. I'm just eager to go for a ride, see what she's like. Oh yes, the thing about adventure bikes, they are just so easy to ride, aren't they? I recently rode again from Blade here, the brand new 2022 Triumph Tiger 1200, which was fantastic ride, and it's the same. They're just so easy, adventure bikes. As I was saying, I'm a bit late to the party with this KTM. If I'm being honest, I've watched so many videos on YouTube, etc., and reviews of people riding it, and it's just been getting rave reviews. I hope I haven't hyped it up too much in my mind. But, oh god, immediately the quick shifter's really nice. I would say, so it's a V-twin, guys. It's exactly, I think it's a 1306cc V-twin, and you can feel it immediately. It's got that KTM characterful vibes from it. Full disclosure, the only other KTM I've ever ridden was the 1090 Adventure, which I really enjoyed. I ended up actually getting an Honda Africa Twin instead of it, which, if I'm being honest, I slightly regret. I should have got the KTM. I loved it at the time. But this has got those definite KTM V-twin character from it, the vibes from the engine. Very quick response on the throttle. I have to check the seat heights, we'll go over later, but I can flat foot it. I'm 5'9", easily get my feet down on the ground there. So just going into the TFT, just looking at the tyre pressure, saying the rear is 2.9 bar, which doesn't sound too low to me. I think it's saying it is 2.2. and it should be 2.9. Okay, so that is a fair bit lower than it should be. Yeah, immediately this feels very easy to ride. Not intimidated by the size, one iota, really not actually. And the steering feels very quick. Really darty steering. For an adventure bike, that's surprising. Yeah, this is going to be a riot on faster roads. That quick shifter is so smooth up and down. Quick words on what it's like in town. Really nice. Very easy to ride. All of that weight is low down. Yeah, I would say one of the easier, if not easiest, adventure bikes to ride so far, as long as you're aware of the power that's there. Catch up with you in a bit. We're going to go on some quicker dual carriageway sort of motorway riding, see what the wind protection's like, and see if it can go 60 miles an hour, which I'm pretty sure it can. Okay, so coming on some quicker roads. This is so nice. absolutely rapid on these dual carriageways. No worries for power at all, obviously. So I've got the windscreen in its highest setting, and there's a little whiz wheel spin dial down here. You can have it all the way down, or you can just wind it up, and that's its highest setting. That's really easy, actually. I know the new Triumph Tiger 1200 is really good system. You just push it up or down with your hands, very easy, but that's not a problem on the KTM there, really easy. Yeah, so what, we're going 73 miles an hour, 6th gear. I'm getting a bit of wind buffering, but not too bad. It's good wind protection. It's a big screen. Obviously you've got handguards here protecting the hands nicely, and at these motorway speeds it's actually smooths right out the engine. It's very comfortable. You could just go for yonks and yonks on this. This does have the KTM 1290 front radar facing adaptive cruise control. Now, I have never ridden a bike with it before, and I don't even know how to set it up on this bike, but as a little experiment, let's give it a go. Honestly, I haven't even looked at it, and try and see how easy it is and how well it works. So bear with me if I if I mess it up. So there's a button on the left, press set. Okay, so I've set it at 67 miles per hour. There's a trike coming out in front of us. That's a good test. I don't know whether the radar kicks in automatically, or I don't know what happens. So literally just testing it. Still going 67 miles an hour. I'm just going to cover the front brake just in case the radar isn't working. Yeah, slowing down. Off goes the trike. So yeah. I'm not touching the throttle. We've sped up. Now the lorry in front. I'd rather not be quite this close to the lorry. Yeah, and it's slowed down. Radar kicks in like any other cruise control system. You just set it and it starts working. We're now going 58 because we're following this lorry. So let's do a test if I pull out to the right once this car's gone. See what happens there. I assume it's going to speed back up to 67 miles an hour. Here we go. Whoops, already started going, seriously. 65, 66, straight up to 67 immediately. Actually, that was quite quick. Yeah, that's really good. Roll on the throttle and it doesn't cancel it, it comes back down to 60. Dab on the brakes and it cancels it. Oh, that's awesome. That was really easy. Thumbs up to the front-facing radar cruise control. Very clever tech, and in that little experiment it's worked really well. Okay, so on some country roads. Got 160 brake horsepower. The handling's very responsive. I see what they mean. It really is like a supermoto when you're riding. It gives you that vibe. Being slightly careful with the throttle actually in second and third gear. On most adventure bikes I would say you can pin it, they're quick but you can do it. But if you completely pin the throttle on this in second or third, the front end's coming up. I assume the anti-wheelie will stop you from wheeling too much, but yeah, it's got some poke. What stands out the most so far is that engine and how responsive and immediate the power is, and the handling, much more so than the Tiger 1200 new one I rode. It turns in much quicker, more athletic I suppose, more responsive. It just, Jesus, it wants to lean in. It's a sports bike on stilts, and that's not detrimental to the Tiger or the GS or anything. They're different, but this is an animal. I mean, it is eager, it really is. Because it's the adventure style, it's got the higher suspension, and I think it's a 19-inch wheel up front. I reckon this would rinse most sports bikes, seriously. Oh, it's just eager. I want to find some more roads and just spank it. Just makes you want to spank it. Wow. Wow, it's fun. Let's calm down a bit. It doesn't encourage you to ride calmly, let's say that. And that could be a downfall actually, a downside to a motorbike like this is, I don't know, I need to make my mind up. It's amazing actually, but it's not that relaxing, shall we say. It's just like, it's like a little kid, it's poking you the whole time. Come on, go, 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 go. It really is, it feels like that. Let's see if we can find somewhere scenic to do a bit more details. I've never ridden a bike so quickly, never felt so reassured and confident. So you've got that high up riding position from an adventure bike, but this is not an adventure bike, this is a freaking sports bike on stilts. And the front goes slightly light as well, in a good way. It's fun. Maniac. Just trying to calm down a bit. Just going for a ride to a spot to stop off and go over some more of the technical details of the bike. It is an animal on the road. I'm very impressed with that. That is so much fun. But in town, it's completely doable. It's got really light clutch and a very light gear throw. The engine, you have the thrum, but obviously because it's a V-twin, you're getting those vibes, that thrum there, but it's not like an older KTM where it could be clattery at all. Feels very composed and just cruising in town, 25 miles an hour in third gear, it feels lovely. It's not like an Africa Twin or a GS, I would say, in the slow speed stuff. I'm really impressed at how light it feels and how maneuverable it is. Main problem thinking about it is whether I would like it for a bike myself. I always like to review bikes in how I would like it. In all honesty, but this is a realistic thing, be slightly concerned as to how many speeding tickets I get and how long I'd hang on to my license. And that's a real thought, actually. Like, a police car just went past earlier, and of course I haven't been breaking the speed limit at all, but I can imagine you could. You'd have to be careful because it is that good and easy to ride quite fast. But that being said, it is just so much fun, but it's worth considering that. Alright, time to decompress a bit. Yeah, that is quality. I think it's possibly one of the best adventure bikes, but then is it that style of adventure bike? It just completely depends what you want, I think. This is a very, very fun and easy to ride quickly machine. Personally, if you're not like a MotoGP rider or a racing sports rider, really capable rider, then these adventure bikes that are this capable, this KTM, it's so easy to ride quickly and have fun on. You don't need to be a really, really good rider. So yeah, I think that is testament to how good the bike is really, and how good it's all set up. The suspension, the wheels, the motor. It's an amazing motorbike. It's really, really fun to ride. My only thing being on it is it as relaxed as, say, a GS or a Honda Africa Twin or even the Tiger 1200. Those are still fast bikes, but they're nowhere near as quick as this, but they're more relaxed. Is that more of a benefit? You know, you can just cruise on. The Honda's lovely for cruising. The BMW GS is you can hustle that bike, but not as much as this. But those bikes have that more relaxing character of just cruising. You don't want to be feeling like you're being, I don't, poked the whole time to go as quick as possible, even though it is mega fun. Yeah, that's just the character of the bike. It's a V-twin, 1301cc, 160 brake horsepower and 138 newton meters of torque, and it delivers that power. You've just got all that torque, like, immediately, really. Not like an electric bike, but it's there. Its mid-range is just lovely, and that's so usable on the road to ride quickly. So yeah, it's a beautiful motor, and it's got those V-twin vibes, but it's not like an old clattery, sorry to say that, KTM. It's a lot smoother. Yeah, really nice motor. So the suspension, moving on to suspension and brakes. The suspension front and rear is WP suspension, semi-active as well. It's really clever suspension. So there's a lot of tech on this bike, a lot of tech, and you can control it all pretty much yourself manually, or you can set it to automatically from the TFT screen, which is really very easy to use. It's not the easiest TFT instrument panel I've used, but it is intuitive and you can go so deep into what you change. I've had the suspension in automatic mode. You can delve in and change it you can change the preload to low, I think medium and high they call it. There's so much adjustability in the suspension. It's very good and it's easy to do as well. I'll show you the layout of the TFT. It's very clear and easy to do, which makes it fun. I think if I had this bike for longer and I owned it, I would really enjoy that aspect of the motorbike, the adjustability of it, and just to play around with the suspension settings and learn more what you like. It seems to be quite easy, and an easy learning curve to do that. But yeah, the suspension in automatic mode, it's like I was saying on the road, it's just fantastic for like going on the country lanes and just blapping it down those country lanes. On a sports bike you'd be clattering all over the place and being worried about hitting potholes. On this, it just like soaks them up. It just makes it more fun. You can just bang on the throttle, see a pothole, it just skips over it a little bit. You get a little bit light at the front end, but you just still feel confident. It's fantastic fun. Okay, so onto the front and rear brakes. The front brakes, you've got two 320mm discs with Brembo 4-piston calipers on them. I mean, goes without saying they're really good. And actually the front brake feel is nice and light and sort of progressive. It's not snappy. They're just really well balanced brakes. Work very well and suit the bike fantastically. You're riding spiritedly. It's such a nice balance, the KTM. It's what I liked about the 1090 a few years ago, 6 years ago I think it was. Everything's quite light. It feels like it's a big meaty engine and it's fast, but it's a light clutch, a very light gear throw. The feel of the front brake is light and progressive, and that just works so well with the style of riding that you're doing. Yeah, the brakes are top notch. So the rear brakes, single disc, 265mm with a, I think it's a single piston Brembo caliper on. Yeah, I haven't taken it off. They're great on road, but this being an adventure bike, you can take it off road. You'd want the R model if you're doing serious off-roading. So the rear brakes would be used more off-road, and yeah, I haven't had a chance to test it off-road, so I can't go there, but on the road the rear brake's really good. Okay guys, so coming on to the weight of the bike, she's 220 kilograms, which is not that heavy. It's one of the lighter adventure bikes. It's a heavy bike, but it's lighter than a GS, and what I would say is it's got the bladder fuel tank. So you've got sort of one fuel tank at the top, and then the tank splits and you've got two smaller fuel tanks right down low. So it carries the fuel so down low. I'm amazed how light this bike feels, especially riding, but even manoeuvring around, just taking on and off the stand and pushing around, it feels really light. I don't know how they've done it, whether it is that bladder fuel tank that will contribute to it a lot, but just the centre of gravity, I think they've actually tilted the engine forward possibly a couple of degrees. It feels so light, really impressive. Feels like the lightest adventure bike I've ridden so far. Right, seat height. So it's adjustable by 20mm. The lowest position is 849mm. Up to the highest 869mm. I don't find this seat bad at all, actually. I think this may be the comfort option seat. I need to check, but people say the seat's quite hard on KTM. I haven't found that at all, but that's not really, you shouldn't really worry about that too much, because there are 11 options of seats that you can have on this bike, so you will be able to find something that fits you, I hope, through 11 options. At the moment I've got the seat on its lowest position. I'm 5'9", and I can just about flat foot it. I really like that height. I would keep it on its lowest seat. So just a real brief look at the screen. It's so easy. You've got your dials on the left, like 4 arrows, and you press the right arrow. You've got an option to go into bike info, your trip info, etc. And then when you come down to here, you have your motorcycle. So you have motorcycle here, ride mode, street, sport, rain, off-road and rally. This bike has the tech pack, so you get the rally option riding mode with it as well. It's just very clearly laid out, I think, and then you can also go down and you can adjust the ABS mode as well to road, off-road, and much more adjustability on it. Okay, to the fun part, obligatory sound test. Let's see what she sounds like. It's got the Akrapovic slip-on exhaust. Yeah, it sounds really nice actually. Back on board, as I think you may be able to tell, this is a fantastic machine. I'm mega impressed actually. It fills me with joy. I love riding a motorbike when everything just gels and I fall in love with it, and I definitely have with this. I'm very pleased about that. I love adventure bikes. I've ridden a few sports bike recently, and to have an adventure bike that can very much have the sportiness and characteristics and handling of a sports bike, but in a practical adventure bikes package, and just as much fun as a sports bike, if not even more fun, is such a cool package. Such a nice bike. Just a few more practical sides. I've got my bag here with the sat nav in, but down here a little cubby hole with a USB socket, so you can put your phone in there. My phone just fits. You wouldn't be able to fit a large like iPhone Max, I don't think, but a normal iPhone goes in there fine with a charger. There's a 12-volt USB there with this tech pack, and you can get a comfort pack as well. You get heated seats, heated grips, all of the technology you need. But also, which is just crazy, with a bike that can ride so well on the road, like you wouldn't want to take this extreme off-roading at all, but you can take it down a dirt track, a gravel track, no problem at all, which is just mental. Bikes these days, that's so capable and versatile. I hope you liked it, guys. Another massive thanks to Blade Motorcycles in Swindon. I'll pop their link below in the description of the video. Take a look, they've got some brilliant stock there. They really do. They do, as I was saying, they do everything. KTM, Triumph, Kawasaki, Honda, Suzuki, and I'm sure they will have something that suits your needs. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I need to check that rear tyre pressure. See you in the next one. Ciao bella.